What is up, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, coming to you live talking about this upcoming and I say that again, WNBA DFS slate. It's women's basketball season. I love women's basketball. I cannot wait to talk about this. I've been so hyped. I have a huge smile on my face. I know you can't see because I'm on my iPad. I wish I had the webcam, but again, I know you can't see me, but man, I am hyped as heck to break down this slate. I love WNBA. I love playing it. I love the edge that we have. I love researching it. It's basically one of my top sports that I love to play. And definitely check me out with Alliance DFS, breaking it down there in the chats. So definitely go check that out. And also definitely like this video. Always subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's been a ton, as y'all know. And I'm going to keep this WNBA content rolling all season. Typically, they don't have games on Monday if they're going to go with how the season was last year. So Mondays will be our break. But every other day, we will have games. So let's break down this very first game with Indiana and New York. So this is a new season. A lot of players have been traded. So I'm playing this first slate with a grain of salt because, like I said, I want to see how everybody interacts with each other. I want to see how these formats go. I want to see how everybody does with new coaches, new teams, new players, with rookies, stuff like that. So take this first slate with a grain of salt. Be careful with it. And like I said, play light. But the rest of that, I'm still playing. I'm still playing showdowns. I'm still playing the main slate. I'm still playing WNBA. You cannot stop me from playing WNBA. So, like I said, Indiana and New York. No Howard, no Stokes, no Odom, no Thompson. So this is huge because look who's up top. McCowan. You have to play McCowan. If you don't play McCowan tomorrow, you're crazy. McCowan up here at 9-1 is a lock of the century. She's going to go up against Kylie Shook. Shook is the only option against her. Everybody else is too small for McCowan. So in my opinion, McCowan's the lock of the night. At 9-1, you have to play her. You just absolutely have to. She's going to smash this price tag. She's going to smash this team against New York. Nobody else is going to stop her. I'm all over McCowan. And like I said, somebody's got the stopper, and it's going to be Shook at 4-4. I like the price tag for her as a value on the opposite side. You can certainly get to her. Everybody else, I'm not really getting much of. But going to Connecticut and Atlanta on the forward position. No Alyssa Thomas, no Parker, Carrera, Burtich, Brewer, all out. Okay, so for me. So up top with Alyssa Thomas. For me, she's not really one of my highest priced girls that I want to get to because you also have Brianna Jones. You have a lot of scoring options on this Connecticut team that I kind of want to see how it fills out. So I'm not really getting to much of this team, but on the opposite side on Atlanta with no Cheyenne Partner, I'm loving Elizabeth Williams. Elizabeth Williams, I know it's scary. I know how scary it is, but with no Cheyenne Parker, Elizabeth Williams is going to be the main forward. But if you want to get the Billings instead of Williams, I don't blame you whatsoever. I'm not playing him up here. I'm never going to play him up here. Don't even start with me on her either. And then going to Phoenix and Minnesota, Brianna Turner, kind of similar. It's Brianna Turner and Griner. They're going to take away from each other. I'm not really getting into that. And then with Cynthia Fowles on the opposite side, they typically have Fowles and Griner typically have good games against each other, but they cancel each other out because of it. If I'm picking the lower price tag of Fowles, I'm going to take her over Brittany Griner, but I'm not playing Turner at that price tag. Doncic, she's just kind of the odd girl out. I'm not really getting to her. Collier's with the questionable tag, so let's kind of keep an eye on that. Achua, not really for me. Nobody else is a value am I really getting to. The value is going to come in this Dallas game. So on this Dallas team, Neka, I love her at 9-2. She's a top option. Tesley with no Sabelli, I love her here. But looking at with no Sabelli, we're going to go to that rookie. Which if we're looking at the rookie for Dallas, she was the very first pick. I love her. Collier. She's going to get good run. And at 6,000, I don't mind going to her whatsoever. She's a great, great price tag. With no Zalibi also on the LA side, it's going to be all of Nika. I love her as a facilitator. So you can even go to Awuk Mike. I don't mind going to her as a value. So keep in mind, forwards are typically where I want to spend up for the money wise. But going to guards on Indiana and New York, if we're looking at this, not really much in this game, really. Sabrina, I know it's Sabrina, but at 10-1, I'd rather pay up for a forward. So I'm not really getting a much. Maybe some Jones, but then again, I'd rather just go elsewhere. There is no Julie Allman, though, so it's going to be mostly Mitchell for me at 9-4. So you can get to her if you want. But going to Connecticut and Atlanta, we still have Bonner. So if we're looking at that, though, Odyssey Sims is a girl I definitely do like. She's going to see a great price tag, and I love her. I love Williams. This matchup is great for her also. I don't mind stacking them two girls. So you can certainly look at them, especially with all the forwards out. Let me find the main girl that I definitely do want. Let me type this in. And Laney, I love Laney. Like I said, at 9-6, with all the forwards out, you're going to have to get to some Laney. But going back to Connecticut and Atlanta, going to the guards. So like I said, Sims is a top option. You can certainly get to some of her. Let's go to Phoenix and Minnesota. Taurasi. So for me, Taurasi, it's hard to pay that also. She's in a good matchup, and I like that for her, but it's just hard to pay up that. But again, I don't mind it. Dangerfield at 8-5, no thank you. Sawyer, Dickens Smith, always an option. Nurse, I'm not paying that price tag for her, especially how high priced she is. There's not much I want in this, especially with Kayla McBride. There's a lot of options that I just don't like. And then last but not least, Dallas and LA. If we're going to Arike, the deal with her is there's a lot more options on this team. She can certainly get her shot going, though. Obviously, being the player of the year at 10-7, I don't mind that. Sykes, I like that at 6-7. She's a good price tag. And Erica Wheeler, if she is starting also, I love her starting. With all the injuries on the LA side, if Erica Wheeler does start, she's a lock also at 3-2. So going to the locks that I have, these two girls are my two locks of the slate, and Erica Wheeler and Therese McCowan. I love those two girls. You can certainly get to both of them and lock and load those two. Like I said, WNBA season is upon us. I love it. Definitely check out this video. Always, always, always hit the like button for me, and I hope everybody has a good and safe rest.